Welcome back to Sugar-Free Reviews. Today we're going to be reviewing something that I had some issues with and ended up having to buy several. We're going to look at some mini keyboards with that include touchpads. Um, the first mini keyboard that I got actually came with a TV that I purchased, and it was just a perk thrown in, and it was actually this one right here, and I really liked the concept. I liked not having to use the cursor to on the TV remote to hunt and peck each individual letter at a time. You basically had your little keypad that you could type in almost like a smartphone. And using it, had some issues that we'll talk about, uh, and then sought to get another one, and eventually ended up with this one that uh, you'll see me use in my videos now. So to start off with, we'll look at the Decogear. And this is the one that I truly wish that uh, this one had worked, because I like the layout of it. I like um I like the fact when you hold it, you have a direction pad here with a selection button in the center. Your keypad is just it ergonomically speaking, everything just to me just feels exactly where it needs to be. Um, the with with the Decogear and with this, they both come with the little USB dongle. The Decogear is operates on 2.4 gigahertz. It's backlit. One of the issues with all of these mini keyboards is the lack of clear instruction. As a matter of fact, on the Decogear, you can actually. I have this one set up to where the backlight is blue. You can actually change the color of the backlight, but that's not included in the instructions. I actually had to find. There's I think it was a YouTube video that showed you how to change the color of the backlight. Um, the operating range, according to uh, the description, is supposed to be 10 meters or 30 feet. The issue that I had with the Decogear, one, the charge time. For clarity, I use the mini keyboard for my computer. I have my computer hooked up to my uh, TV, and I sit in my recliner and I do a lot of work on my computer. With the mini keyboard, because I don't want a full keyboard. I don't have a spot for a mouse at my recliner, so that's why I use a mini keyboard. And as much as I'm on my computer, I need something that's going to have to hold a charge while being used as much as I use it. And the the Decogear, using it almost constantly, you may get 3 or 4 hours before with each of these, the battery reaches a point where it doesn't say that it's dead or it's dying or it needs to be recharged, but you notice that your mouse pointer starts glitching and it's jumping instead of being smooth. And basically, it's almost like it's just losing connection because of low power. So, like I said, the Decogear, 3 to 4 hours constant use, and if you use it intermittently, let's say that you're using it to, you get on your computer a little bit, you check your social media, and then you watch a movie or whatever. It will probably last about 2 days before it needs to be uh, charged again. The Decogear is the only one of these three mini keyboards that has a storage area for the USB dongle, and it just fits in there like that. And when you have, as many of these little gadgets with USB dongles, it's very convenient that when I put this aside, I know that the dongle for this is with it, and it's very convenient. Like I said, I truly wish that the Decogear mini keyboard had worked, but the problems that I had was I would be using it, and the touchpad was, let's see, it wasn't, it was smooth when it worked, and then it would start skipping, and with each of the touchpads you have the option to touch, to click, or double click, or whatever. And when it would start glitching, then you would notice, you'd be doing things on your screen that you didn't mean to do. It thinks that you're clicking, or it thinks that you're, clicking and dragging something that you didn't mean to do. And it seemed to lose the signal. Now, part of that, of course, is like I said, I'm a heavy user, and when you're using that much, it's going to run the battery down. Now, when it's first charged up, if your USB dongle is there's no obstructions, it's going to work fairly well. But like I say, if you're a heavy user, then you're going to run the battery dead fairly quickly. I really like the backlight on the Decogear. It's very bright. It's very easy to see. I was trying to. I thought that it had a dedicated button to turn the light back on the keypad. But like I said, there's a lot of features on this keyboard that are hidden because there's not clear instructions for it. But my main issue was the battery life, and the fact that if the dongle, now, like I said, the operating range for the Decogear is supposed to be 30 feet. I'm only 10 feet away from my computer, and if I put the dongle on the back side of the computer, at the top of the computer where my peripherals will plug in, I got intermittent signal. I would have to move the dongle to one of the front USB ports on my computer tower. So that's 10 feet of unobstructed, area from the mini keypad to the computer in order for it to work the way it's supposed to. But then again, with the touchpad, you have intermittent issues. Even when it's charged, there were still touchpad issues. But this, like I said, this one, it just felt so comfortable in your hands. It's got a nice feel to it, and it just, with the touchpad right there where where your thumbs are pointing, it just felt right. And I truly wish that it performed to the level of how it is laid out, and the fit of it. The next one that I want to review, I don't know if this is pronounced Rii, but it's RII, and it's the RK707 model. It's got the USB dongle. It's 2.4 gigahertz. It also is backlit, but the backlight on this keypad is not nearly as bright as the Decogear. The operating range on this keypad is also 30 feet, supposedly. Now, the reason that I chose this keypad as my next hopeful was because not only do you have the keypad and the touchpad, but if you turn it around, it's also a gaming controller. You have your joysticks, directional pad, and it's got turbo. It even has 4 bumpers at the top. So I was really hopeful for this one because I wanted to to use it if I wanted to use it for a computer game. The problem with this one, and again, I don't know if it's Rii or RII. I have no idea, but the main issue I had with this one, and this was straight from the box when I got it, the touchpad is extremely inaccurate. It's sometimes it works, sometimes it don't. As a matter of fact, with this one, what happened was the surface of the touchpad had actually, you could tell that it had lifted up from the circuitry underneath, and you could push down on it about a 1/16 of an inch, and so some of the skipping that you had on with your cursor was because of that. You're not used to having to put a lot of force into the touchpad. So as you move your finger and you come across a part of the touchpad that's lifted up, well, it doesn't recognize that you're moving your finger on the touchpad. So what I had to do was I took this apart and I fixed that that touchpad. And for a while, I thought that I had got it fixed, but apparently over time it didn't raise back up, which is strange. The surface didn't raise back up, but it just doesn't have a good connection when you put your finger across it. Even if you push, as far as charge goes, this controller is the worst of the bunch. Again, I didn't even get to use this controller the amount that I would normally use one of these keypads because of the glitchiness of the touchpad, and it seemed like if I used it for an hour or so, just intermittently, it would get even glitchier because it was like it was dying. The one of the things I didn't like with this one was the backlight. The backlight with the Decogear, the backlight stays on a decent amount of time. You know, if you click something and then you look up at your screen and then you need to find where you were at and start again, you have time to do that. With this one, you know, if you touch the touchpad and the light comes on and then you need to look up, the light will go off before you're able to continue. Now this one does have a dedicated button for the backlight, but again, it doesn't. I think it stays on. I think it stays on longer when you actually touch the backlight button. But the using the backlight drains the battery even faster. So the biggest two issues with this keyboard, this mini keyboard, is the battery life is not good, and you can actually none of these mini keypads in my using them were able to be used as they were plugged in. I don't know why. It seemed like at least with the Decogear and the Fosmon, it's almost like you sort of can use it, but it's so glitchy when it's charging that you really can't. So the charging time and the touchpad that I had to fix before I could even partially use it, I never even got to use the controller on the back side because it was just such a glitchy experience on the keypad and touchpad side. Again, another one. I wish this one had worked just because of having both functions of the keypad and a gaming controller, but it just didn't. As far as the connectivity of these two, both of these are the 2.4 gigahertz, and of these two, this one had the worst connectivity. It didn't matter even if I had it on the front of the tower, again, just 10 feet away. It's supposed to be 30 feet, according to the description, but even 10 feet away, it was just glitchy, and it was disappointing. Like I said, because of all the features, it didn't feel as good as the Decogear in hand. But it was okay. I mean, your touchpad is still right here. It feels better when the touchpad, to me, is up at the top and you're not kind of reaching down. But that I was willing to be okay with that since it had the controller on the back. The thing that I wish this one had, that it doesn't, and the Decogear does, is your direction keys on this one. All you have is up, down, left, and right. But on the Decogear, you actually have the direction pad, and you have the OK or select button in the center. And this is helpful. This is cumbersome. So out of those two, the Decogear, to me, and Decogear is just one brand of this particular type of mini keyboard. You can go to Amazon and find many different brands of this exact same keypad, and I imagine they're all going, regardless of the price. I mean, you can find them from like $12, up. And I don't imagine any of the more expensive ones perform any better than these here. So now the Fosmon, and like I said, this is the one that I currently use. This did not come with a USB dongle. This mini keyboard is Bluetooth 3.0 with an operating range of 33 feet, and it does have a backlight. It's it only lights up the letters. It doesn't light up around the keys or anything. But out of the three, as far as performance and functioning the way you expect it to function, this is the best of the three, the Fosmon. And although I wish it was set up different, because you have your keypad, and the center of your keypad is right here. Well, when you hold it, the center of your keypad is more to your left, and you're having to reach across the touchpad in order to get to it. So it takes some getting used to, and even when you get used to it, and for me, I never I haven't got to the point where I can just sit here and type like I would be able to on this one right here, on the Decogear. The this is lighter than the other two. But to me, in my opinion, the way this keypad feels, it feels like a quality product as opposed to these two. These, although the Decogear is laid out more to my liking, it still feels cheap. To me, although this the Fosmon is lighter, it doesn't feel cheap to me. It's still plastic. The keys are all plastic, but it feels like I said, like a more quality product than the other two. It does have a directional pad. It does not have the select in the center. I wish that it did. I think that would be a plus. The touchpad on the Fosmon is very accurate. It's very responsive. I don't think I hardly have ever any skips with it. Battery wise, it is the best of the bunch. I can, with my heavy use, I can use it all day long, and some into the next day without having to recharge it. And connectivity wise, my computer does not have Bluetooth built in, so I have a Bluetooth dongle in order to connect Bluetooth to my computer. I don't know if it's the dongle that causes connectivity issues or the keypad itself, but I know that the keypad will go to sleep over time. So you'll turn it on, and if it sits for several minutes and you're not doing anything with it, it will go to sleep. And usually, in order to get it to respond, I have to cut it off and then back on. Now, it doesn't take long. I mean, you let it, so it's off now. So you turn it on, the blue light lets you know that it's connecting, and it almost immediately goes back out. So almost as soon as you turn it on, you're able to use it. Uh, some may see that as cumbersome. It is to a certain point. I wish you didn't have to do it. I wish that it would wake up just from touching the touchpad or touching a button. This one does have a dedicated uh, button for the backlight. It has it has mouse buttons. Your left mouse button, right mouse button on the top edges. It has left and right mouse buttons here as well. Um, it for me the ease of connection and the battery is what led me to stop buying mini keyboards and go with the Fosmon. It's not the design, the layout is not as comfortable as the Decogear, but as far as functionality and performing in the way that uh, the manufacturer describes, the Fosmon in this case uh, is the clear choice in my opinion, and I personally believe that as far as the connectivity goes, one of the reasons that it tops the other two is because of the Bluetooth. So that's the Decogear, the RII or Rii or Rii, however, with the keypad and the gaming pad and the Fosmon. So I hope that now price I didn't mention price on these because now out of these three, so like I said, this came with the TV, so this basically was a perk. I didn't have to pay extra for this. Um, I found this one for different prices. The Fosmon was more expensive than this one, um, but it was worth it. And I didn't point out prices because I've had these for several, well, going on months now, and the prices change all the time. Uh, I bought the Fosmon and the RII from Amazon, but like I said, if someone asked my opinion and what I would recommend, I would give the Decogear uh 2.5 to 3 stars out of 5. Um, and most of that is just in the fit and form of the keypad. Now, like I said, this is it's a generic mini keypad. You can find several other brands. If you can find one that's got some you know, consistent reviews that are not fake reviews. Um, you know, this is not a bad mini keyboard. Um, the RII, I'd give it 1 star. And I don't like doing that, but when you send me a product that I have paid for and I have to work on and fix the product in order to try to use the product, uh, yeah, you haven't impressed me at all. So, you know, that and the poor battery life is why the RII gets a 1 star. The Fosmon, I would say 3.5, 3.5 to 4 out of 5. And I know that it sounds low, but the reason is I feel the design as far as the layout uh, could have been a lot better. Uh, you know, maybe Fosman was trying to you know, be different with their keypad and stand out from the rest. They did, uh, especially when it comes to actually performing the way it's supposed to perform. But you know, it really takes some getting used to, and it's never, in my opinion, it's never going to feel as good as this style of keypad. So if you know, if you could take the functionality, the Bluetooth connection, and just the overall quality of this mini keypad and design it like this, you would have in my opinion, the ultimate mini keypad. But since I always ask for too much, I would recommend the Fosman out of these three mini keyboards. So I hope that helped you. Uh, I'm not sure what the next review is going to be. I've got some different products that I've had to buy that's coming in the mail. I do have a dash cam that I think I'm going to review it. I've used it for about a month now, so that review is probably going to be coming up. If you got any questions, comments, put them in the comment section below. Please subscribe to the channel. Hit the little donut here, subscribe button, and if you'd like to receive notifications when we put out new reviews, uh, hit the little notification bell, and we'll see you next time.